HTML is basically is the short form for hypertext markup language, right? It is based out of tags. I will talk about how a tag look like, but if basically HTML is to create websites, right? Any website you see on internet or web is made of HTML. So HTML is like you definitely will need some more tools to create nice modern websites, but HTML is at the core. So learning curve of HTML is like you don't need much time, so it's very small curve. You can learn HTML within a week. If you are a little bit familiar with how programming works, you might learn it earlier as well. Then it's all about cramming the tags. Understanding the tags is not that tough. So HTML is basically statically typed. So what is it? Statically typed. What do this mean? It means that it's interpreted, right? It's not compiled. There is a difference between compiled and interpreted languages. In compilation case, language is compiled to some other low-level language and then it is run, or something hacky in between basically. But in interpretation, it's just simply you give the tags, it is interpreted and rendered. That's all. Well, who is the interpreter in this case? So your web browser is the interpreter. So when you try to open any HTML page on a web browser, the web browser interprets it, it renders it, and then shows in the browser body. So what is browser body? This part, this white area you see, this is browser body. Here you write the URL, this is browser body, here comes the title of your page. Okay, so the browser renders the HTML in browser body and other parts are rendered accordingly. For example, there is a title tag that is rendered to the tab's title here. Okay. Now let's understand HTML a little bit, and we will like I'm keeping it very simple, very basic. I don't want to mess it all up. I would be adding subsequent tutorials for more details on different tags, but here we will be talking about what HTML is, what tags are, what should be the typical basic structure of your HTML page. Okay, so HTML consists of tags, right? It consists of tags. I'm specifically saying it. It consists of tags. It has tags all the time. It do not work without a tag, right? It might give a false impression it works. So if I just open this up, it looks like it is working without a tag. But what is happening behind the scene? If you see, I'm just trying to inspect it to show you what it is. See what is happening here. Because it's a file ending up with .html extension is considering anything that is not inside the any of the tags part of body. But eventually it's just a little bit wiseness, a little bit smartness added to the interpreter, nothing else. Make sense? Alright. So what a tag looks like? Well, you should have seen in the build tool though, but let me show it to you. So this, a less than and a greater than symbol. Anything you write between these two symbols is called a tag. So you put less than symbol, greater than symbol, and then you write the tag name. For example, I say HTML tag. So I would put it like this. So this is a tag. This is not a complete tag. This is just tag, right? There are parts of it, right? I will talk about those later, but let's understand the tag first. So you put less than symbol, then greater than symbol, and then you are writing the tag name. It is not necessary that when I say you are writing tag name, so the tag name and its tag symbol matches or tag text matches. For example, there is a paragraph tag, but paragraph is like not written like complete paragraph. It's just written like p, right? So there could be shorthands for a tag as well. Or for example, hyperlink is written like this. So I would like confuse it further. Uh, I will keep it more simple. I will talk about these tags later, right? So any tag in HTML have two three properties. One is the tag is going to have some attributes, right? Usually style is a common attribute that's available to almost all the tags. No, not all the tags, but almost all the tags, right? What is attribute? So in a tag, you add a space, you write some property. For example, let's take it just for example. Let's say about is a attribute. You just write something, right? So this is a attribute. The value could vary based on different tags. For example, a style tag takes values, well, style attribute takes values a bit differently, that is semicolon separated. But the basic idea is a tag contains certain attributes. This is example of one attribute, right? Tag could be of two types. One, a tag without body, and second, a tag with body. So for example, actually HTML is a tag with body, right? So this is a tag with body. Now, you see it? This is called opening statement of a tag, right? This is called closing statement of a tag. But this is applicable in case of a tag which have a body. If a tag is there which is not having body, you don't need to write this much, right? You just close it in line. When I say close it in line, I mean it like this. So this is a tag from HTML, and this is called line break. This is a shorthand for that. You write like this. This tag is having no body, so you close it immediately by putting this in the end, right? So this is what a tag is. A tag is having attribute. A tag could have a body, could not have a body, right? And then there could be some special tags which are meant for some different purposes. For example, doc type. We can talk about that later in a new tutorial. Yeah, but here I would like to show you how basically how your page should be structured, right? So every HTML file should have an extension .html, right? And then it should have the tag HTML in place, right? That's the first enclosing tag. The doc type is put above this, but let's say we are talking about a standard basic page structure, right? So HTML is the first tag. Then there is a head tag. Head is for some you could say meta work, or you could say some special work, right? For example, your page title is a tag that comes under head. Then there are some other tags, for example link or script, that comes under head. Script could be in body as well, but preference is that it is put inside head, right? In typical structure of your HTML page, you also have to have this title, right? So that your page title is visible. And then your body of your page. So let's see an example of that. Hello world, in body hello world, let's save it and let's refresh it. Because it's interpreted, I don't need to worry about any compilation, it's directly interpreted, right? You see, the title that I put in the head is visible here on top, right? And in body I wrote hi world and it's visible here. So in Chrome, see, because see, it's interpreted. So when you work with HTML, if you find any issues or anything, in Chrome there is a dev tool, right? you can do inspect, and you can see inside shows. Well, you can see inside HTML, but inside shows like this, right? This is what your HTML is, and you can see it here as well. You can debug it as well if you want when you see any issue. So one quick trick I will give it to you. So if you do a control F here, I'm on a Mac machine, so it's command F actually. Okay, here if you want to find out a tag, you just write the tag name. See, it is highlighted here, and here this count is showing how many instances of that tag. Okay, so probably you won't need this with HTML much, but when you start adding some CSS and some more attributes to the page, then you might need a dev tool to debug it. Because right now we are talking about very simple structure of our page, but HTML pages are huge as well. Like 1,000 line HTML page could be there as well, right? Okay, so this tutorial was all about this very basic information about HTML, how much time you can learn it, what a tag is, how you can put a tag, what are the different attributes of a tag, how tags look like, and a very simple basic example. Alright guys, so that's for this tutorial, and if you want to learn further, you can go through the subsequent videos. Cheers, thank you.